Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of not the Metro City Boys podcast. God damn it.
Oh, yeah, I would never be invited on there.
You'd still probably not be the latest person. Hello, and welcome to another Pathfinder 2nd Edition session here, Saturday night Pathfinder, whatever the fuck we call ourselves. I don't know. Charges pending. The tabletop edition.
Close enough, really.
Yeah. We missed last week. We're back now. Hope no one people didn't miss it terribly. Let's see here. Let me find my notes.
It's okay if you didn't miss me. I'm shit.
Oh, that's not true at all. You're a wonderful person.
Nick.
I thought you were just like
Oh.
reacting. I thought you were reacting viscerally to being complimented. So I was like,
I
oh,
mean
no.
that too, but also just really trying to crack my neck, and I felt like 3 cracks there.
Call those
Ooh.
your vertebrae. Didn't kill themselves. We're missing a Dustin right now. We'll see if he shows up. We don't really know if he will or not.
How long his family keeps him.
Right. So, to help remind people where we last left off, I know it's been 2 weeks.
Indeed.
You guys had awoken Barodia the Dragon Slayer, and found some cave trolls nesting in the hollowed out portion of that tomb where she was being kept. Took care of the cave trolls fairly easily. There was some bleed damage that shouldn't have gone out, but it's okay. It's fine. Fine. Nothing important. You guys went back to the Teeth Vault afterwards, where you had made a grisly discovery by a neighboring kingdom in the Teeth Vault, and sent warning to King Merrick. Let him know of the of the upcoming war that was being brought to steps. Where he thanked you and asked you to join, and you politely declined. However, went to Just Shade, now renamed Wallabama.
Yes.
Where you found the Clan Fefwalla in the midst of recovery and rebuilding, and spent the night in Wallabama. We rejoin you now as you prepare to leave in the next morning towards the Bavarian capital. Is there any preparation or anything like that you guys would like to do before heading out?
Allow me to look over my inventory.
Inventory.
Oh, sweet Jesus, pop-out character sheet.
Right. Yeah, buddy. How's that feel?
It would feel better for me if I had a second monitor, but
Rip.
without being able to, it's fine. I can still just like collapse it down.
You can turn it into a tab.
Yep. I don't believe. I don't think there's necessarily a whole lot that I need to.
How many services are actually even available at this point? Because we know there's a forge of some description and a bar / tavern. Have they gotten beyond building that even?
They're getting some buildings that were already there kind of regoing.
Okay.
But they're kind of, they're in the process of it.
I remember that you said that all signs pointed to the fact that the tavern was like one of the absolute first things to go up.
Absolutely. The alcohol came first, the rest will follow. That's just how it'd be.
So
If you build it, they will drink.
Exactly.
100%.
What it do? No, I don't think Maha really needs anything at present.
Okay.
Mm,
Anyone else?
I think I'm good as well. It's one of those things where I don't know what I need, so I don't know to get it.
That is fair.
Yeah, I took care of my stuff the night before we rested out, so
Yeah. I remember that now.
yeah, that's right. You had the bit of forging and all that you did.
yeah.
Beth, Aslan, anything you two like to do before heading out?
I don't believe so.
Nothing here.
Okay. Then, as you are all making your preparations in the early morning after having eaten, of course, and whatnot, um, as you're preparing to head out, you feel something for a moment, and after a brief moment, you hear behind you, "Ah, Beth. And friends. I see you're leaving. Good time to leave, early in the morning. The whole day ahead of travel." Or do you mean while sidling
It's
up to just anyone nearby? Just, the fuck is this guy's problem?
is it morning? It's been hard to tell what with the choking trees and all.
Hmm. Yes, yes. It's morning enough. And he kind of Father Fef approaches, kind of materializing out of the shadow, the gloom and the shadows of the Tiefwald, and just leans down next to you, Fef, and just takes hold of Fef's hobgoblin head and just,
Oh boy.
hello, my favorite little fawn.
Hello, Father Faf.
I would like to say potentially goodbye.
Oh, wait, no, it's not good when that's potential.
You never quite know where the fates will bring us. Will take you. However, if you wind up coming through this area again, do give your family a visit. But I don't anticipate we'll see each other again quite soon enough. Soon, at least until a few plot things have happened.
What?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Don't you worry about it.
Did he just say someone's plotting against us?
No.
I mean, I'm sure many people are considering.
Don't worry your pretty little head packs. It's not relevant. You.
All right.
You be safe. And say hello to your cousin Fef when you see him.
Of course, Father Faf. Any messages for the outside?
Run.
Oh.
Oh, and good luck.
I don't like that coming from you.
You shouldn't. And he just stands up. Well, Toodaloo, have fun and all that. Safe travels. Enjoy your next encounter tonight and all that, and uh, have a wonderful time. You can crack your neck all you want; it won't help.
Oh boy.
No, just thinking about the nights.
With a K or an N? I guess technically it could be both if you wanted to be a pedantic asshole, but you know.
Okay.
Thank you.
Father Fef just standing up and just reaching out and just giving Fef a full out on like full hand head pat of Fef. That's a good. That's a good hobgoblin.
Out of character, they have strange ways of showing affection.
Ah.
I do not like that. You can say it out of character.
Psychic
That doesn't mean
damage.
Father Fef isn't going to respond to it.
I just wanted to make it clear it wasn't Aslan saying it.
That is fair. That is fair. Yes, safe travels and all that, and have fun with the news. And with that, he just kind of.
See, the most concerning thing is there was something he didn't know. And if you recall, Father Fef knows.
He knows things. Yes, I've gathered as much, and what
It's-
he doesn't know is unsettling, and what he did seem to know is equally unsettling. So this is
It's because the players are effectively the tabletop equivalent of the Heisenberg uncertainty principle.
You know,
I can plot all I fucking want. You motherfuckers get involved once, and all the fucking plans I have are out the goddamn window. So,
Considering Fef's origin, wouldn't it be the Heisenberg uncertainty?
oh
oof.
god, I'm gonna fucking
Look, I
scream.
got 2 weeks of shit to make up for, so let's get this going.
Oh!
I'm a scream. I'ma do it.
I love it.
It's happening.
I missed you, Warden. Allegedly. Oh god, damn it. Where was I?
Yeah. I was also just gonna say, I'm not sure what exactly he was trying to imply with have fun with the news, whether it be the news we're bringing to the Empire or if there's some news waiting for us. Gods, I dare not think of it.
Who knows what's been going outside the trees?
We should hurry. We should definitely hurry.
Big ass dragons.
Already just what? What?
But not yet. I'll let you know.
Please don't get me excited like that. I have murderous autism, please.
Just try to contain yourself a little bit. That's all we ask.
I'm effectively I can't say that on Twitch. Never mind.
Politely, murdering dragons is her special interest.
Yes. I'll put it in Twitch.
I am concerned.
Oh.
Can't say that on Twitch.
Oh no.
Woo! All right.
I
The best
chose
part
the
was,
wrong
Dan-
day to run out of drugs.
Dan, you screamed, but your mic didn't pick it up, so all we just saw is you mouthing the scream into your microphone with no audio. Great.
I hit the mute a little too early.
That's fair. So, as you guys head out from the T-Fold, begin your trek from Dust Shade, now Wallabama. You hear the distinct sound of a banjo as you leave.
Banjo.
Listen, the finest bards my clan could muster.
It's a banjo and a cello.
You know, we're almost bluegrass.
But
You got enough moonshine for it.
oh god, Clan Theft Wallet turning into a fucking moonshine runners between the
All-
T-Fold and everywhere else.
All them hooch barrels.
You know, like, you know, is my catchphrase tonight. I'm gonna
Oh no.
It takes about, because you guys are technically going a different way from when you came into the T-Fold, a couple more miles north. Give me survival check. Hey,
Need to navigate the fucking. There we go.
And that one fucking rocketed across the screen.
Right? Yeah, so fairly easily you guys are able to get a track of where your surroundings are, where you are on the map in general. And it takes you about 5 days to reach the Devarian capital city across open, flat plainland. Grassland, I should say. Um, and all the while, by the way, anyone that's missing HP probably gets their natural healing back by the time it is you get there. And all the while, just the immortal being traveling with you, just damn, okay, this is nice. Oh, and as you begin to approach the Devarian capital city, you notice well, obviously, the first thing as you approach, and you see the tall white tower of the palace. Just holy shit! What the fuck is that?
That would be the royal palace.
What? You mean they're not living in mud huts anymore?
No, we
We
don't
told-
shit in the streets. We talked about this.
Oh, we did.
We-
We did.
We told you that it was
Uh,
a full-on empire.
Bill,
We
you
were
say
not kidding.
empire. They could be empires of hovels.
That depends on what part of the city you're in.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Wow, Bill, that is quite tall. That's impressive tall, in fact.
A lot changes over several centuries, millennia. It's how long I I forget how long it is that you've been asleep for.
We were using a different calendar when I last went to sleep.
Too long. Got it.
I mean, you do got to change them every year, so
I. And she just reaches over and just hand shaking, gently puts a hand on Pax's shoulder, squeezes his shoulder, and then just walks off towards the city.
I'm gonna agree.
Or-
Just never change.
Fuck. Fuck all the way off, and then keep fucking off. Good lord. So yeah, let's get closer. Give me a society check.
Huzzah! Damn. Was so close to a 16.
A natural 16, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. There it is. And F.
I mean, I'll try, but I'm untrained in society. I don't usually roll these.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Well,
I'm untrained, he says. Uh. Yes. So, as you get closer, you guys are all kind of aware of how there seems to be a lot less air traffic, um, than really is normal. Which, by the way, first airship that goes over, just, what the fuck is that?
It's an airship.
What?
yeah, we crashed in those a couple of times.
What?
It's a well-developed magical technology of sorts. It's allowed to fly by the virtue of runic magic. Something similar actually was used to awaken you.
I'll be damned. Those would have been so useful back when I was, fighting dragons. Fuck! God damn it! Shit!
Just cursing up a storm on the way to.
Yeah, she's walking, just God damn it!
I can certainly understand the shock at seeing all of this, but maybe try and keep yourself a little bit contained and a little
I
lower
won't.
profile. Understandable.
Try and stop me.
I Rather not, because I'd like to stay in one piece.
That's because you're smarter than the average orc, no offense.
We're not going to talk about that.
What do you mean? You're not casually racist towards orcs anymore? Oh.
No, Grandma, you can't say those words anymore. Jesus. What do you mean they can vote? No,
Holy shit.
Into some real manga TOS territory here.
Getting real close.
Fuck.
Oh, God. So. I like, by the way, TJ, how it looked like you just grabbed your shirt like a grandmother holds their shawl.
That was entirely the. What do you mean?
Oh, God.
Just out of curiosity, we're not riding up to the capital on dire wolves for the majority of the party, are we?
You haven't told me otherwise.
Um, that's probably not
Oh.
good, right?
yeah, they do know how to fend for themselves, so we can kind of. We were told this when we were given them. So it might be wise to kind of set them semi-loose.
But
as it
big
were.
dog.
What?
But big dog.
Yes, I'm aware. This is not a thing that happens in the anywhere. This is not a thing that happens anywhere.
It's a mount.
It's a bigger wolf than most of these people know exists.
And
It's
are
quite.
they so sheltered that they cannot handle the sight of a large wolf? Bearing people on it?
Possibly. That may be the issue.
Yeah, the goal here is to not incite a panic.
You're no fun.
I have lived most of my life doing my best to be no fun, yes.
Well, she just kind of stands there for a moment before just shrugging.
Yeah,
Well, sits there, I guess.
So if we're going to let them fend for themselves for a bit, any way to ensure that that little bit doesn't turn into we never see them again?
I'm gonna look at Pax. I mean, we know
Could-
someone who can talk to them.
Could you try and set them up to maybe meet with us again after some days? Set up a spot so that they can take care of themselves and then, not cause the city to panic.
I mean, I can try, but how are we gonna find him again?
I believe more the thing is they will find us. We, as Maha said, we pick a spot, possibly just along this road, and
Which, by the way, is worth mentioning. You guys are actually technically not even on a road.
even
You're
better
just going
yet,
across the grasslands.
somewhere along the road, or even here in these plains, and have them find us.
All right. Change shape into back to wolf.
Mhm.
Um, we have to go in there, and
They all
you
turn
guys
and look at you.
can't. You guys can't go in there.
Why?
Most of them would try to kill you,
Why?
and you would probably kill most of them instead, and that's bad.
Why?
We need them to do things for us.
Why?
Because food.
Why?
Because food.
Food. Food. Food. Food. Food. Just suddenly there's just 6 direwolves. Food, 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 food.
Right. That's our food.
A whole city of food. Food, 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 food.
Oh no.
People
it's
food.
just-
No, wait, hold on. You might want to reword that one.
yeah. that's-
Food for people.
Food, 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 delicious food, delicious food, delicious food. Yeah!
If you promise to stay out here and not come in, we'll bring you some. You can't be seen.
In unison, 6 fucking direwolves throw 5 fucking riders, 6 fucking riders off of them as they just sit.
Scheiße.
We'll hopefully come back soon. Can
But-
you guys hide?
No.
Do you
Where?
know what hide means?
Yes. But where the fuck would we hide, idiot?
It is just grasslands. There's no forest here.
I'm gonna lift a paw and point back towards the forest. Can you hide that way?
What, like 5 days back that way?
I have no idea. They gave me really shitty instructions.
Oh, by the way, Oro just sticks to the landing as she just backflips off of the fucking the dire wolf that tries to fucking sit, and she just whoop. Yes, that is a nat 2.
Jesus.
Look, I'm not good at being dog. Can you guys just take care of yourselves?
Yeah.
All right.
One of them sitting there just
Lip.
Whose wolf is that?
question. You find out. That would be Azalin's.
Evelyn's direwolf is just full blep.
Yep. Sitting there full blep staring at the city just
All right. Well, I'm just gonna trust you guys because I'm not smart enough to do anything else. Don't fuck it up.
I'm gonna
Feel
give
like
you
this
I'm
is
gonna
the
give Pax a
epitome.
point of inspiration. Or I'm sorry, a heroic point. Pax, you get a hero point. Also, by the way, don't forget to reset your hero point. Because god damn it, Pax is trying.
I feel like this is the epitome of this party.
Direwolves, fierce, loyal, dependent creatures.
One's just blep.
Tell them you can't follow me in there. Aww.
All right. I guess I will shape change back,
Okay.
and they know what to do.
Okay.
Simple
And I'm
enough.
pretty sure they won't eat any peasants.
Pretty sure.
Oh, they're only peasants. Who cares?
What? Hey, I'm peasants.
I'm sorry. That was a joke. That was a joke? That was a joke? That not come across?
I'm gonna take my pack off of my wolf and just give it a. It's like being gentle now that he's got the nails on his armor too, just right behind the ears, and then
Oh, full on just in an attempt to kind of just push into the scritching, accidentally hip checks Lorenz. Just, oh.
Lorenz picks himself up out of the dirt for the second time this morning.
So yeah, they shouldn't eat anyone, and hopefully they'll find us again when we're ready if we need them. But like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Good enough.
Better
Oh, and we
than
need to bring them
I'd be able
food.
to do.
I promised them food.
That should be able to be arranged.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Yeah, that's reasonable. So I'm trying to blend in.
It's not working.
Oh.
Not working at all.
Ah, well, fuck it. Who needs to blend in anyways? Throws back just does a shoulder swip of her bright fucking blue hair and just keeps walking.
Yeah, go ahead and do the
Just
city.
like standing back as she starts walking and just like turns to the rest of the group is just she's gonna end up getting herself locked in the dungeons for being a lunatic, isn't she?
I don't think the dungeons could hold her, but yeah.
They can fucking try. Do 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 do.
Alright, cool, great. Yes, that's
She wanted to get
I'm
to know the time she woke in.
this is true. I'm not sure if it was the greatest idea, but it's where we are now.
Not many of our ideas are great.
I You're right, but I still resent that.
Same. Yes, it's not exactly the smartest way to have been living for the past time, but here we are.
Just past time.
Yeah, just kind of riding on into the city.
All right, as you guys head on into the Bavarian capital city, heading, I'm assuming, towards the Roseway Tavern.
I think that would probably be a good first stop, but I'm trying to think if there's anything that might be higher priority.
As we walk into the city, I am actually going to pull the hood up on the clandestine cloak.
Okay. Okay. Like a plan.
Like in non-detection for at least an hour.
Yeah. Sounds like a plan.
Do we want to try and check anything else out before going straight to the tavern? Um, the notable lack of airships has me a bit curious to possibly check the airship docks, but I'm not sure if we want to take care of that before or after getting to.
So maybe news within the cities that we can gather at my parents, and if something has happened that is spread throughout the city, it's a tavern. People talk there.
Maybe just keep an eye out for a street crier or something.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
and then if we find nothing of use through those means, then yes, the docks might be is a good place to start.
Very well. Lead the way to your home then.
All right. As you head towards the Roseway Tavern, um, perception checks, everyone.
Okay.
Well, I thought I misclicked.
It's okay. It's okay. Uh, so as you guys are going along, it's the city's kind of more solemn than when last you guys came or when you left.
Oh,
There's not as much activity going around. And as you pass through the bazaar that passed through last, whenever you were last here, the a lot of the scents, the aromatic kind of spice scents that were here are gone. Um, and a lot of the bright and colorful silk here are gone. The bazaar seems almost even a third emptier than what it was. A lot of now open, free space around the bazaar.
I have an assumption I want to make on that, but could I do a society check to
Sure.
see if I can understand like the implication of that? Nope.
What is your assumption?
I'm assuming that the nations those kinds of items tend to come in from have probably gotten fucked up. And I'm not sure whether that would be up in the Hesir Princes or whatnot, but Yeah, that's as a player, that's what goes through my mind.
Mhm.
But I'm
I
Maha
get it.
is probably not connecting those dots.
How just the fucking hamster going around in the wheel with the happy music going. Just,
I resent that. I resemble it, but I resent it as well.
that is fair. And you guys make it to the Roseway Tavern without much incident. Without any. And you're greeted by, well, if it isn't Loren and Anya and Azalin and the others, good to see you.
Ah,
Bath.
yeah, I'll take it. It's it's an accurate descriptor.
Pax.
It's 3 letters. How?
He actually did make the X sound. It just didn't come through on the microphone.
Oh, whoops. Yeah,
I was gonna say,
No, I said
Oh,
Pax. Yeah.
okay, all I heard was PA, and I was very confused because that's not
Mahajapit.
Yes, as a matter of fact.
It's such a stupid name that it's hard to forget.
That is unkind.
I apologize.
It's not inaccurate.
Just because it is not
I can
inaccurate.
see that on TJ's face. That's rude. It's not wrong.
But it's rude. Oh my god, Anya, you can't just go telling people their names are stupid.
Why? I do it to you all the time. I do it to you all the time. Why do you care? And the new person who is elf and what?
Oh, yeah, this will require a
We found her in a box.
someone really needs to put a bell on the top lip of his mouth so that we can have a warning for when he opens it.
Some assembly required.
Just finger gunning.
Despite that, it is actually a rather complicated tale.
Lorenz! And immediately from like the side, Lorenz gets bear hugged by his mother, picked up despite being in full plate, and carried inside the tavern. Oro just, what the fuck? Is he being kidnapped?
Oh, that's one of the other things. You're going to need to watch the language while we're in here. House rule and all.
Oh fuck.
language.
I will murder you.
She has soap.
I will cut out your tongue and feed it to your penis. And just heads inside the tavern.
It didn't have teeth last time I checked.
The best part was TJ's reaction when, despite having the headphones off. What?
Well, we are quickly passing the threshold of things I did not expect to hear today.
Anya just, Sam, also hello. It's good to see you.
Oh,
Glad to see you are well.
considering the circumstances, we seem to be doing better than the city is.
Yes, some things have occurred. Yes.
I suppose we've all got a little something to share. Maybe
Yes.
over a drink.
And she kind of nods and heads inside. And Linus, you all walk inside to find that Linus and Leonhard have dogpiled Lorenz onto the floor and are in the process of hugging him.
At least let me get the goddamn gauntlets off.
No language.
Sorry, they have claws.
Meanwhile, Soren walks over. One hand picks up Lorenz, sets him on his feet before just putting a stein in his hand.
Thank you.
And then picks up Linus and Leonhard, one in each arm, and just carries them away.
How busy is the tavern today?
I was just about to ask.
It is emptier than when you last remember it. It is admittedly about midday. It is not evening yet, but it is emptier than what it used.
Right.
What happened?
A lot has happened. Sit down, my son. Uh, Also, Dave, I did not forget to announce that we were going live. I just did it over an hour ago, bitch.
Weird. I didn't see any. Like, I actually scrolled your Twitter and everything. I must have missed it.
Yeah, it happens. Well, and then just drinks start getting poured out, except instead of steins, it's shot glasses.
Oh boy.
Or just, do you
Yeah,
have something stronger than that? Yeah. Goes behind the counter, pulls out something that is clear.
Maha just seeing the the glasses and getting kind of, oh, we're starting this strong. This is not going to be good.
Likable for beer, you're in the clear.
Yeah, no good story starts with a glass this size.
No, it does not. However, nothing ever good ever starts with something that is bright candy red. Think of bright candy red dragons.
Oh,
Oh no.
I'm sorry, was that not a good segue?
No, please carry on. There's no good introduction to this topic.
More dragons have awoken.
Mo-
Not
Wow.
worms, from what we can tell, or what we are told. The dragons. uh, Notably, I do believe in Toria, Northern Toria, from what we have heard. Um, Kalumda, and on the eastern peninsula out near Ashia and Grok, is what we've heard. It is a lot of them, from what we've heard. Already, meanwhile, just
Ah,
Mm.
I see.
I
uh,
suppose it's safe to assume they've been attacking in full force then.
yes, the Hessia princes have seceded.
In the midst of this,
After the failure of the Empire to send resources um, to aid with the recovery effort, they said I suppose, figured why should they send the troop, their young boys and men to die in a war down south? They do not get. Apparently, it is a big political movement that has been going on for quite some time.
I suppose that this acting as an accelerant would not be surprising.
It seems to have forced their hand, forced a secessionist movement's hand.
Yes, that makes a level of sense. This is going to cause a lot of upset across the kingdoms, actually, does it, I think?
Yes.
Not just in terms of destruction, but in terms of considering it a failure on the part of the reason they all became part of the empire.
There have been scattered news reports that the Roshadrans are also dealing with dragons, but also maybe giants.
Giants as well?
Apparently, I don't know. All we hear is rumors, and it is from the other side of the war line. So, who knows how much of that is propaganda? Who knows how much of that is news? The imperial crown is quite cagey, more cagey than usual. Headmistress of the institute is also admittedly she and her husband are apparently doing research into the dragons and why they are awakening now. Yeah, We're not quite sure what exactly is going on. Only that it is bad.
How quickly things go from bad to worse. Have there been any further statements from Empress Jessamine?
No. No. None. The Empress has not made any public appearance. Her last public appearance.
The one that we all
Yes.
witnessed together.
Exactly. Yes, that one. Good to see you have not all died within the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Especially when the Z world is apparently falling apart.
Both inside and out.
And just more drinks are poured quietly as the news is being delivered.
Yeah, Maha is going to polish off one of those shots and be eyeing the second, but
I was
not
not
quite
expecting the
completely.
hells to come here so quickly.
And
That's a bit disorderly, though. So probably not our fault.
it's always good we cross it. It's not your fault.
Well, may not be our fault, but here we are still left to try and pick up the pieces of what's left. If, at this rate, there will be anything left. These dragons are amassing in the numbers that they say they are. Even a united Duver struggled to see it done.
I cannot speak for nations or even anybody else at this table. But I did not survive 30 years of labor, a highly lethal plague, and 30 years in the T-fold that just rolled over and do nothing.
Oh, make no
Or at the
mistake.
very least, to just roll over and die.
Make no mistake. I have
That's
no intention of letting this all go. It's simply a little overwhelming to see the path forward at the present.
Pick one, solve it, move on to the next. If there are too many problems, you cannot deal with them all. So we pick one, start with that. That is not to say that we need to pick one right this moment. Information is very useful. But first order of survival and thriving is identify the most important problems and solve that first. Fortunately, finding water and shelter are not problems we need to address.
This is true.
Roof over the head certainly takes care of some of the worries, but you're right. Thinking too much in the big picture can make things a little overwhelming. One problem at a time.
Perfection is not achieved by trying to make an entire picture at once. Each small stroke must be perfect to have the perfect picture.
Well put. Well put.
Right. Well, so how are you all?
a little bummed out.
Understandably, you are not even going to worry about it. Never mind. As Malik just reaches over and just grabs Pax's cheek and just kind of.
So, I guess into a portion of our news then, to make a lighter tale of the moment, we have made a friend.
Yes, I can tell. A very unique looking elf.
Yes, she's from a place far from here.
Not wrong. Why do I feel like you're being cagey? That's something?
Don't worry about it.
I'm going to. You cannot fix me, Pax.
Wolf.
What?
Oh, that's a whole other thing too. There's actually, I guess, a lot. There's a lot on the plate. Is why I'm being cagey, I suppose.
Do I
One
need to?
thing at a time.
Do I need?
One thing at a time.
Do I need to open palm sack slap you?
First off, no. Second off, fuck off, no.
Language.
You threatened me.
Malik just. Isa,
Ryan, do
both
you want
of you.
me to address this very quickly?
Both of you
Spare
behave.
you the trouble.
It's a simple enough discussion. She's actually yes, Azalin, if you would like.
Very well. We met Fest Family. We went into the Default. We met werewolves. One bit Pax. He's a wolf now.
All of them
Apparently
just kind of.
there are kingdoms in the Default of werewolves. We aided the king in one task. Fest Family has a home in the Default now. We went southward to find the Tomb of Weapons to fight Dragon. Pointer at you. That's the weapon. We came back. Story over.
That is much more succinct than I could have ever put it.
I was actually just about to say it was very succinct as well. Ah,
We did also there is evidence of conflict within the T-Fault as well, which is why I made the remark of conflict happening within and without.
ah,
I
wonderful.
did not think that was relevant to the story, but it's true.
It's almost a world war. Also, Pax, I see, has shapeshifted, and everyone just, what the fuck? Linus and Leonhard, however, just like, puppy!
God.
Linus and Leonhard sharing one brain cell, and god damn it, does Linus have it most of the time.
That is the exact sentence I gave to you about those two.
Fine is hogging the brain cell.
Mm-hmm.
I have to do finance.
Linus is the smart one, and that's saying something because they're both stupid. God bless, at least one of them's good at math. So yes, that's the story.
Well, my, well, I'm glad you're home again. I did not expect to see you so soon.
Same.
That was my idea.
Oh,
Yes.
Our new friend here is ill-suited for traveling in our society and needs education.
let me tell you about how Duvera was last time I was awake.
Maybe
Yeah.
not the best topic of conversation.
Do
That
it.
might be a little.
Do it.
I love the sound of theft. Just do it, do it, do it, do it.
However many shots Fef's in at this point.
About this time, actually, the front door opens, and a hobgoblin walks in. 6 feet tall, with
Damn
a
big, even for a hobgoblin.
crow feather in his ear as an earring.
Well,
I give Fef a nudge.
yeah, I'm just gonna stand the fuck up because we got a cousin to say hi to, friends.
Ah, Cousin Fef, it is a pleasure to see you.
And you, cousin Fef, Father Fef, sends his greetings.
Ah, it is wonderful. Actually, I have adopted a name while outside of of our family. They call me Tristan here.
Who's this Clark Gable sounding ass?
The just realization bomb spreading across Fef's face is how much simpler that would make shit. Different names.
Fef just, holy shit!
Gonna have to remember that one. Oh, right.
Oh.
Need to get you up to speed. So we moved.
Oh my god.
Yes, Father Fef informed me of our travel to a new new town. He said it was called Dust Shade, but now is called Wallabama.
Yeah, unanimous vote.
Uh,
Just
In that
disappoints
anybody
me
who said
overall.
no is just shouted at to shut up, basically.
of course, proper family politics. I am only passing through for the night. I cannot stay. However, it is good to see you, Cousin Fef.
I feel like there was something I was supposed to remember, but I'm not good at remembering things.
No, as I recall, you were just supposed to say hi.
You know, though.
Tell me, Cousin Fef, how goes the war?
Oh, well, we're just returning ourselves from Wallabama. Actually, we've missed quite a bit.
Ah, I see. Just fresh from the homeland. Well, I am glad to have run into you then. We are
What news have you for us, cousin Tristan?
well. I actually received a message from Father Fef to for he was recalling most of the clan from the sound of it back to back to our new home in an attempt to fight the war inside the forest.
All hands then.
Yes, so it would seem.
Be careful, cousin. The things we saw there were not pleasant.
Yes, the things I have seen on my travels were not pleasant either. However, I have been informed that we are fighting werewolves. That is an interesting challenge. I have not fought a lichen in many years. It will be an honor and a pleasure.
Wait, no. We're fighting with. I think we're fighting with the lichens, right?
Against other lichens.
Oh, right. Okay. However many shots in.
Right, exactly. Ah, I see you have started drinking. Well, do not let me interrupt you and your companions in your drinking. I will be in the corner. And he kind of just.
See, I kind of want to invite him, but the way he said that feels kind of authoritative.
He walks like humans walk. I can tell by the way he keeps his shoulders completely straight.
He's 6 foot tall, built like a brick shithouse.
His body is made up of 90-degree angles.
including his hip to waist ratio. Shit's impressive.
Lord.
Dude's cut like a Calvin Klein model.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
More angles than a PS1 model.
Ooh. Side note on that one. I love Lego Man Final Fantasy VII cosplay so much.
Yes.
Oh, fuck.
But yeah, going to look askance at the family Rosewater. You know, kind of nod my head over towards cousin Tristan. Seeing that. Got it.
And Malik herself kind of like just and just heads over to take cousin Tristan's order.
Wait, that's not what I meant.
I'm gonna ask Anya because she's still at the table with us. Has he been through here before?
No, I have never seen a hobgoblin that big. Good God.
I was trying to make sure it was okay before I invited him over. I wasn't trying to.
Oh, well, must as well
Untrained in society.
That is okay. It's okay, little theft. Except not
Yeah.
very little, admittedly, but
Only littler than that one.
yes, I can believe most of us are still littler than that one. Jesus fucking Christ. Who?
Fuck off. Fuck off. All the way off.
I like
When
how
you find the sign that says "Stop fucking off," dream the impossible dream, climb over it, and continue to fuck off forever.
I like how that took a solid second and a half to really sink in.
I hate.
But yes, long story short, being what she is, I would appreciate taking her in, letting her adjust.
Of course. Find where the sidewalk ends and just fuck right off of it. Beautiful. Find the giving tree, give yourself a fucking wedgie, and continue to fuck off.
Perfect.
Just for clarification, isn't that a not those? Isn't where the sidewalk ends like a book of kids' poems?
Yes.
Yeah, Shel Silverstein.
Yeah. Okay.
Do recommend.
Find the giving tree, commit fucking David Carradine, continue to fuck off.
Look, I'm just saying, if you want to know why a whole generation grew up as sad kids, just read those books.
Oh, I've read some of them. I was just trying to remember if that was one of the titles or not.
Yes.
Yep.
Where the
I'm like
sidewalk
80% sure she wouldn't appreciate people doing that to her book, but that last 20 makes me giggle.
Yeah.
Well, feels like your beds are still made. Admittedly, we have seen an uptick of business in the evenings. So in daytime, there are many people who have from the Sea Apprentice have fucked off. Language. Sorry. Have left.
But the place is staying afloat. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I actually look at Linus and Leonhard on that one specifically.
One is just a little less comfortably than I would have liked, but yes,
So good. So good.
we are making enough.
Good.
I know you said there haven't been any formal public appearances or royal addresses, but have there been any other reports about the war front from anywhere?
Nothing big or sweeping or official. Seems to be fairly stable from what we have heard. No big swings one way or the other. So your guess is as good as ours. And Eastern Front hasn't moved in fucking years, so who knows? Language. Sorry, mother. As for the Western Front, it is still, as far as I'm aware, still to the south. Who knows?
Well, with as cagey as the Empress seems to be, hard to tell for sure.
Right? Honestly anymore. Most of the news that we get is from the headmistress of the institute. Even that's not like public official public thing. It's more like letter, message, whatever. Giant magical letters in the sky.
Wait, did that one actually happen?
Yes, actually. It said still in progress.
But then, so to maybe state the obvious, Christ, this way. The notable lack of airship travel is lesser airships coming from the north. Then, yeah.
And admittedly, less are wanting to risk being in the air in case a dragon happens by. Dragons have become a substantial risk to air travel. Turns out.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Especially since our current air navy is either at the war front or dead, um, or correction, still being rebuilt. We don't have a whole lot of weapons against the dragons right now. Haha. Or just haha. Sorry. Continue on.
Hmm.
Is there a region that perhaps most of the dragons have been rising up from, or have they been coming fairly randomly throughout?
They
I
are
suppose where have the most sightings been?
scattered. Scattered of location and scattered of brood.
So is it not just the red dragons then?
No, hell, we heard rumor that there are the white or silver dragons in Rashadran. Um, um, and again, these are reports are spotty at best. At least for us. Heard rumors of a blue dragons, the west, green for the north, more reds for the north, admittedly. Again, no worms, so there's some that at least. And admittedly, we've even heard the uh, unofficial rumor of some weirder dragons.
Beg pardon?
Dragons that are not necessarily made out of flesh. From what we have heard, rumors wise, before the Hessia Prince left the Empire, we heard word of dragons coming out of the ruins of of Zashor, made of lava.
Actually, gonna look over to Erodia to see if there's any like recognition on her face or anything.
And she's sitting there going, like a magma dragon, perhaps? Magma dragon. Yeah, 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 yeah. Why am I stuck in the? Oh, I know why I'm stuck in that accent. There are. I've fought a few magma dragons time, and they're difficult. Looks around at you guys though, and just I'll probably take them though. The little
I'm
ones.
sorry, I'm still trying to process a magma dragon.
Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. They are part of a more primal dragon. Oops. Um, uh, it is dragons that are not necessarily uh more made out of things like um well, I mean, as mentioned, the not quite of flesh, but of things like some metal or crystal or things like that. Well, born from, I should say, not necessarily made out of it. They are obviously, flesh and blood, but they were come from things that aren't quite the material plane. Think of them almost like elemental dragons.
That doesn't make it easier to consider.
That 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 implies a meshing or crossing of planes, bringing about these. Oh, God. Would this? I would imagine, being the forces and origins of magic that they are, this would be within the capabilities of a worm to create.
Yeah, if a worm came through that area, then it is very much possible for sure. Um,
Oh dear gods.
worms and their breath and their magics that they weave are volatile and unpredictable.
Gods. If that happened now in Zashor,
And
there's
several other cities as well.
I imagine that word from the Hasir princes has likely been sparse to non-existent after their secession, but
Yeah.
has there been any potential word on anything further happening in Auhax or Atria?
No, I'm afraid we have not heard much from the northern. The Great House. No, they are effectively the gateway. But still much. Everyone's just trying to survive in their own ways.
No.
But that being
Perhaps it is time to start considering our options.
Much as I'd like to be able to keep things secure and eliminate the threat, I don't know if we're necessarily in a position to try and take on the dragons raising the landscape.
I mean, either we succeed and it's not our problem, or we fail and it's not our problem.
ain't your problem if you're dead.
I'm not necessarily advocating that we run out and try to fight every dragon that has decided to show up. That is probably somebody else's job.
Passing a glance at Erodia.
Boop, 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 boop. Brody just
There may be things that we can do.
sure.
So knowledge you have also would be quite useful to see effort going on in the fight.
Aye. Yeah.
If the headmistress and her husband of the institute are looking into,
I would like to meet them.
I'll look at the rest of the party. Not to serve Devere's on ends, but if they're
It's
looking into the problem,
well, if Duver's ends lead to keeping the continent from being entirely destroyed by dragons, I'd say that that's a worthwhile endeavor.
yeah.
Meanwhile, Linus and Leonhard both are just like chin in hands, elbows on table, staring at Oro. Just are they broken?
Not technically, no. I think they're enamored with you.
Well, shall we be going then? As she just stands up, tanks fucking her stein before just. I was
Wait,
good.
where's she going?
With alcohol. Thank you very much. Soren just, yeah.
Did you want to go now?
I think that's what's happening.
Did you want to wait?
No, I wasn't sure.
I have been in a cave for literally thousands.
Yeah, the need to stretch the legs. Yes, yeah.
Lennis and Leonhard just wait. What?
We found her in a box.
That is
Some assembly required.
That is not as funny as you think.
No.
Depending on who said that.
That was Aurora.
Oh, okay, never mind then. I thought it was Linus or Leonhard saying it, and Lawrence was about to be like, "That is not." If you're trying to be smooth, that wasn't it.
No, that was Orodia saying it.
Okay, never mind then.
Saying what? Did some
some assembly required.
In response to Fef shouting, we found her in a box.
Magic or the bride. Except not the bride. Go fuck yourself. And then she walks out.
I think we're gonna go fight dragons now.
Well, we're at least,
or keep a dragon slayer from causing untold havoc throughout the city on being let loose. God
Yes.
damn it.
Well, the
With-
city's not a dragon, so it should be okay.
with the goal of taking this
Is it though?
being to the headmistress.
Dave, stop spoiling the fucking final session notes I've got. Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh my god, that would be
It's-
fantastic.
It's a city dragon. Bah.
It's a city mimic.
Oh no. It's a mimic.
Nope.
It's a continent
Something.
mimic.
My parents have been mimics the whole time.
Oh wait, no, that was the thing in hold on, I'll
Something.
find it.
It's
Neither
a-
the epic in 3rd or AD&D. There was actually a thing. You go ahead, I'll link it in the chat.
Planet mimic.
Some-
The whole planet
something,
is a mimic.
something back of a Tarrasque.
Always has been.
Always has been.
Yep. No, the world is just one giant mimic set up that is resting upon the 4 elephants' backs.
That is one hell of a world myth.
No, Aurodia, by the way, walks
Bullshit,
back
but I
in.
believe it.
Not 5 seconds later. I don't know where I'm going.
I know, we're coming. I take the one shot I didn't take and give it to Fef.
Huzzah.
I call out to my mom. We'll be back later.
Okay, I'll have your beds ready.
Thank you.
I'll be the Zen.
Auf Wiedersehen. And take to the streets and go to the institute.
Okay.
Here we go.
Doing the alleys thing again, actually, and making note this time of, are there more people packed in here than usual? Or, like, have things actually gotten bad or just abandoned? Is
Okay.
what I'm really checking on.
And as you guys are heading through the alley, it's... Oh, excuse me. There is not more people here. It has not gotten worse. It is just, less people in the city.
Okay.
What you can gather. Oh, sorry.
Good lord.
Sorry, I'm dying.
Well, don't.
I'll try.
Just stop dying, forehead.
Orodia, just yeah.
If you're ever about to die, just choose not to.
Right? Just fucking quit.
It's that.
Quit being
It's
a
that
bitch.
easy.
Leading
There it is.
leading Orodia through the city, and to the going to the institute. Institute, as you get onto the campus proper, seems to have changed the least actually, because it's a quiet, it's a place of learning, a place where students are walking along, and they're definitely like staring at you guys though, because like as you guys were walking along, like there's these students in school robes, casual clothes, and then here come at least 2 people in full plate armor, one that has a set of crystal claws sticking out of one gauntlet, one that is
Gauntlets.
both gauntlets. Apologies. Then Azalin, and then there's Fef and Mahajapit and Pax and and Zendros, and you guys make a motley fucking crew. Oh yes, I remember this.
Oh, yep.
Fucking horrifying.
Oh. Something similar in Pathfinder 2nd Edition that I won't mention. because it might show up
Oh.
later.
Oh no.
And
I'm sorry, what?
oh, don't worry about it. And as you head over to, where are you actually heading whenever you get inside of the institute?
So this is a thing that Lorenz himself isn't even quite sure of how to do. But no, I know what he's gonna do. He's going to attempt to find not one of the professors here, but one of the proper like scholars of the institute, somewhere higher in the hierarchy. Someone that a discovery would be brought to, effectively treating her like treating this like, hi, we're here to bring a magical discovery to the news, to the attention of the institute.
Okay. And it is worth mentioning, of course, because in case people have forgotten, most of the buildings in the institute are fairly, 2, 3 libraries, 5 stories, and then there is the tower in the institute that is.
Well, I don't know if that's just like you can just walk into that bitch.
But no, okay. Take a look. Okay. Just give me an intelligence check, just a straight intelligence check,
This be just for
just for Lorenz.
Lorenz,
Yeah,
since he's got figured as
Cool.
much.
Unfortunate. Every time you remember because you obviously you went to school here, and you are going through going to where you remember professors' offices and classrooms being, and every time it's a different professor that has moved in or changed offices or whatnot.
Fair, yeah. At that point, then
At one point, you walk into an applied magical studies class in progress. And the teachers, all the like 23 students look over at you simultaneously as you enter a lecture hall that did not used to be a lecture hall. Yeah, can I help you?
Looking for one of the high scholars.
Hi.
We have a discovery to present to the institute.
Hi, I'm the Discovery.
We found her in a box.
F?
Look, it's not. We did.
Yes, I know. Maybe stop shouting it at everyone we meet that she waves her hand at. It's a long story, and that's why we need one of the high scholars. We're going to take a great day of bureaucracy. We'll be going now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just fuck off out of the classroom.
Close the door. Just.
Yeah, at that point, yeah, with as much market failure, is just like, well, I know there is one building where it will happen, and yeah, going to approach the main tower, I suppose.
Okay. Yeah. And as you walk into the reception area, secretary looking up. Can I help you?
Yes, we have a discovery to present to the institute. Hopefully, the headmistress and
Which, by the way, the receptionist, a very very pretty elf girl, just looks like a student receptionist, even just like has one of those student program things where they try to get you working around the campus and whatnot. And she's
Just gonna say, as Loren says that we have a discovery, Maha's just going to silently glare at Fef. Just mouth, don't.
Taking a drink.
perfectly acceptable.
Yes. What is the next?
We have discovered a magical being from times long ago.
Hi, and just pushes Lorenz out of the way. I'm Aurora Dawnstar. I am the Dragon Slayer of eons past. I have come to kill fucking dragons, or just fuck around and hit on his mom. Whatever.
What?
Your mom's hot. So I would like to see your head in it mistress. Her husband, I would like a cherry limeade.
The fuck?
The fuck is that? I don't know.
It's very just slack-jawed at this point. It just
If we had not found her as we found her, this would be considered madness. I understand. It's going to be quite a tale to tell.
Give me one moment. She
Yes.
stands. The secretary just stands up, straightens her blazer, and then walks through a door into the out of the reception area.
Security enters.
Right.
5 trolls. No.
We are politely but firmly asked to leave.
Um,
I would like to walk over and sit on her seat while she's gone.
Changed right now.
no.
I'd like to note I am a dog at this point still, so I'd like to sit on her seat.
The disrespect.
You will not.
The absolute disrespect.
Maha actually saying, as Pax was written, you will not.
Please don't, Pax. If we are going to put this girl through quite enough, I don't need to explain to her also why there is a dog with us that is sitting in her seat.
I mean, dogs do that sometimes.
He is a wolf.
Wolves, I don't know much about.
You guys are standing there for a solid 20 minutes, by the way, as just alone.
Is there anyone else that has come through here to stare at this fucking spectacle?
No.
I was about to say,
no.
nobody else has come to investigate the fuckery that's sitting in the
No.
main reception.
After about 20 minutes, the secretary comes back. The headmistress has decided to see you.
That's impressive.
Yes. Follow me. She looks just as confused as you do.
Yeah, so good.
It's like Maha and the secretary both thinking that worked.
Yeah, Lorenz is right there too.
Wait.
Wait, like now? Like today?
And as you are led through the doors into the main building, the main part of the building, led into a circular chamber, and the secretary just kind of takes a step off out of the circular chamber, and then the doors close, and then you feel a humming through the floor, and the sensation of lifting. As the walls begin to shift past you. Obviously, walls going down.
Quick.
Yes.
Oh.
As you
I'm
are...
just looking up. I sure hope this thing stops.
That would be a pretty easy way of dealing with people, though, huh?
I really didn't want you to put that thought into my head.
I'll just check what color the ceiling is.
You know?
If it's red, we have a problem.
He has a point.
And as you are rising, for quite a while, you are brought to what you can only guess is the top floor because the ceiling is above you.
Has the thing finally slowed down? Then
It does begin
we
to
are not
slow.
about to be
It does begin to slow and eventually stop at a large set of ornate double doors, cedar or oak. You're not entirely sure, with gold inlays and just gold patterning on the doors.
It is a wizard's tower.
Oh, of course, the wizard's tower, the campus around. Of course, shit.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's clever. Oh man,
man.
whoever came up with that has great ideas.
Yeah.
Just hiding a wizard tower in the middle of. Oh gosh, wow. Whoever did that is really clever.
Stroke it harder, why don't
Yeah,
you?
I was about to say,
there's-
there's a lot of. Do you need us to leave?
Dan, please. Dan, no.
Should we go?
Having a bit of a moment.
Look, I just.
What are you saying? We just came and now we have to go?
Hip.
Hip.
But yeah, double doors. I'm gonna push or pull, depending on what the door handle looks like.
Sure, and they kind of, as your hands almost reach out to touch them, they open up automatically, swing inwards, into a very lavish-looking room, very large, very wide, yeah, tall. You hear the distinct sounds of birds, songbirds, and a fountain bubbling somewhere, but there is no fountain that you can see.
What about the birds?
No birds either that you can see.
Of course, because birds aren't real.
All birds are just dragons, just miniature. As you walk in, it's a kind of a foyer area with more doors, and the door just kind of swing open.
Birds are a variant conspiracy.
Oh God, do the birds work for the bourgeoisie?
And it's this antechamber that you're in seems to go around the entire elevator shaft. That's what it is. It's just a circular room with only two doors, the one that you've come through and now one that are now opening. And inside of these doors, standing there are a an older looking elf, with noticeable age lines, kind of golden blonde hair with kind of with actual like graying hair, uh, graying to silvering depending on the spots. Um, very stately robes into varying colors. With some glasses that are slightly askew. And the other elf next to her is slightly taller. In fact, quite a bit taller. Where this elf is like 5'8", this other elf is like 6'3", 6'5". Um, just very very where she is dressed into varying colors, golden robes and whatnot. Um, golden blonde hair. Looks immaculate despite being clearly older. Even older than the already fairly old-looking elf. For an elf. For an elf, there are degrees. And she's the shorter one being a female, the taller one being a male. Just is it her? Yes, that is indeed Erodia. I can't believe they've dug you out.
Very much just looking back and forth between just. You know
Please
about her.
let me introduce myself. I am Headmistress Leland Chase of the Imperial Institute of Magic.
Oh my God!
You can do it.
I feel like I shoulda.
This is my husband, Vaorin, or as Erodia may know him, Vaorstrix. Just, I have fed her some information back in the day. Come, come. They open the doors a bit wider, and Aura just, oh fuck! You're still alive! And they welcome you into a very lavish looking apartment is what is the best way it can be uh described, with one very large window actually, one of part of the wall of the wall of the tower is effectively large see-through, not see well, yeah, large see-through doors that lead out onto a wraparound patio. Um, and the just um very very lovely looking luxurious looking apartment at the top of this, or house even at the top of this tower. Just so you have brought out the Dragon Slayer herself.
Yeah.
We have. The fact that you're so aware of her surprises and confuses me.
In truth, it's the only reason we gave you an audience.
That makes sense.
Which and Leolin at this point just, may I offer you drinks, tea, perhaps?
He would be fine.
Of course.
Sure.
And she just waves her hand, and you see a tea set in the corner begin to lift and make itself. The immediate rustling of paper from Pax's end just killed me.
I'm just confused because everybody reacted to the name and I didn't.
She was the one that did our rune stuff in the prequel campaign.
Yeah, Leland was the mage that we escorted around in the first campaign.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, that was our
Yeah.
little elf girl.
Yeah. Little fucking trooper that damn near got herself killed by a snake and all that
Yeah.
shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now I remember. Okay.
Yeah. She is the headmistress of the Devarian Magical Institute.
You guys, by the way, could have found this out last time you were in Devere, but
We're finding it out now.
yes.
E.
Ah. And on that note, this is where we will take our break. We'll be back in about 10 minutes or so.
That's good enough.
See you guys real soon.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Iron Beak.
Welcome back.
Hello.
Hello.
I've returned it.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Welcome back then.
Let me look over this fucking monstrosity of that genius loci, and you really get to look over it. Oh, that health formula.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, at least it's a -2 to its initiative.
Yeah, you know.
We're back.
Yeah. Welcome back, everybody. Glad to see everybody here. So, oh,
I can't get your webcam to load anymore.
oh, that's weird. It is loaded on my end.
Yeah, might need to close and reopen the call,
Maybe.
like collapse it
Oh,
or something.
and there he is.
Yeah, that fixed it.
Hey,
Yep. Good old
turn it off and on again.
yep. Export 101.
Yep.
It's surprising how often that actually does solve things.
Right. So,
Works for people too.
Listen, as a former
Lagging
entire
response.
text like department, I can confirm that.
Yeah, just jeez. My person is very slow to respond and not seeming to probably. Have you tried turning it off and on again? Oh yeah, quick nap. Solved.
as you all are kind of shown around a coffee table and whatnot, and he is brought to you deal. Um, so, um, I'm afraid this is more my husband's domain than mine. However, it is nice to see all of you. We don't get out much anymore. So this is the Dragon Slayer.
Yeah.
I mean, claims to be, but we have no real way to dispute it either way.
I mean, we found her where we were told to potentially be searching for a dragon slaying weapon, and as he says, there's not really much way to dispute against someone being in a magical stasis for
In a
seemingly
box.
thousands of years.
And at this point, the older other elf sitting with Leland just it would be, I believe, 3,726 years since we last saw her.
I have questions about that. How?
Huh.
I'm 12.
Oh, that's very advanced for a hobgoblin. too.
He's good at surviving.
Yes, I can tell. As for how, any kind of how best, and she and already even just because he fought in the war. I remember your name. He helped helped give the lesser races some intel on his brethren.
Oh, I think I'm seeing the picture here now.
He kind of just grins and just. Oh, are you now?
More or less.
Good for you. Yes, I am. uh, I am Vorstrix. Uh, by birth, though I do not go by that name very often anymore.
I imagine it would raise some eyebrows.
Yes, quite. But mine are already quite long, and indeed his eyebrows are like they sweep and then just go straight down to like waist level.
That's fuck.
She doesn't like them. I don't. Too bad. I can glamour myself however I want. I choose to annoy you.
Oh God, you've been married a while, haven't you?
Yes. Yes, we have. So, aside from the Dragon Slayer, which, that's certainly, well, gosh, I do not even know exactly how to react. There's so many questions, and I'm so, uh,
I suppose I'll start with a question of if you were aware of Erodia's existence and of the rising of the worm to the north, with the search for something to prevent another catastrophe and potential war, why not come forth with the knowledge you seem to have?
well, we have actually, with To the Crown, on the quiet end, as most people would typically not react well to the knowledge that a dragon lives amongst them. Um, my kind, my brood, uh, we were sympathetic with the mortal races during the Dragon War, but even still,
Brood.
yes.
Ah. And there's just a very immediate look of understanding on
All right,
Lorenz's face.
just now you get it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you not? Oh, yes. Well,
There's a lot on my mind.
that is fair. Well, so as such, at my request, the Empress has kept my existence under the radar. But of course, I've been giving her what information I.
Radar.
What is a radar? It's a very. She's kept my existence under the under the detect magic, and
Yes.
and as such, we are helping where we can. The unprecedented rise of chronic activity across the continent is concerning. I'm sure. Yes, it is fortuitous, serendipitous, even that have awoken who you have when you have.
Well, it was for the very purpose of handling the uprising of the worm, at first at least, that we sought out the Dragon Slayer weapon, as it were. Though seems there's a much greater need for it now than we expected. Though I mean no offense by this, Rhodia, but I would imagine that handling a potential entire horde of dragons may be a bit much to expect of a single combatant.
You'd be surprised. You see, she's insufferably smug ever since she,
Won the war?
killed a bunch of dragons. Not alone, I would mind you. Oh, well,
It's okay. She's like the third insufferably smug person we've had to deal with so far.
who's
Mm.
first.
You probably don't want to know.
But now
Yeah,
I'm curious.
You mean the motion?
I mean, the bird and your patron.
Oh, yeah. Real pricks. Anyway,
The merchant was pretty smug though.
By the way, we are at 420 dropped frames right now.
Hey, unfortunate.
To be fair, it's 0.1% of the overall frame. So
Right. All I'm thinking of is that line. It's just 420. Yes. Pog. I mean, sucks, but Pog.
exactly.
Leolin, by the way, looking very confused when you say the bird and your patron. Just what?
There is an entity known as Father Fef. It is. It keeps. Well, I mean, the mercenaries of Clan Fefwalla are like known.
Yes.
Yeah. It is their brood father, as it were, of the mercenaries Fefwalla.
Leolin just no. Wait.
Very smug, seems to act like he knows everything.
Yes.
He kinda does.
Stars in his eyes.
Yes.
Ah. Beth. Oh. Ah. And she just looks at you, Beth, and just I see the resemblance, sort of. Oh my god. So that old bird is still around? That's horrifying.
It's difficult to understand not how but when Father Fef is.
Yeah.
I believe all the prepositions of when, what, how, why. I think all of those apply to him quite well.
It is simpler not to think about it.
Yes.
It usually works for us.
I cannot turn my brain off. I'm sorry. Continue.
Clan Fefwalla all shares one brain cell, so it cannot be fully activated at any given time.
The one brain cell was just Father Theft.
Yeah.
And then there's Tristan, who's just like, yes. Mother, I have returned from the war.
Fucking powdered wig and all.
Pulls out a fucking flintlock. Just
You've changed, man.
yes, for the better.
Oh,
sorry. Well, it is interesting that can't quite seem to remember where I've met your theft before, but I do know of him. I've met him before.
Yes.
Sorry, don't mind me.
No. No problem at all, headmistress. It was with the assistance of said entity and guides throughout the Tiefwald that we were able to locate the tomb. And through navigation of trap and magic mechanism, we're able to wake her.
Interesting. Just kinda.
Also, could you give us that name for
Yes.
Yeah, I need that one more time.
Yes. Give me 1 moment as I try to remember the alt code for the
Accent bar.
mm-hmm. There we go. So,
by your concern at the Rise of the Dragons, I assume this was unprecedented.
This is not something that I expected to see again in my lifetime, at the very least. After all, the Midi were driven to ruin and ash by the very lady that's next to you, um, in her heyday. I find the timing suspicious, considering the war that is currently embroiling the continent.
I don't suppose you'd know of any specific inciting event that might have started waking them, or
That's exactly what I've attempted to research, and thus far I have found nothing. Unfortunately, I do not know if I'm looking in the wrong spots, or if I'm simply just not far enough along. I am increasingly growing frustrated, as you might imagine. Like, uh, wrong.
few people do.
Yes. Which is why I took up a position teaching magical theory upon which I wrote. That's a personal joke for me. That's just very funny to me.
I learned to speak Draconic at this school, learning those classes. Lorenz is just kind of
Oh
having
yes.
his brain blown out of his ass right now.
Oh yes, Mr. Roseway.
Oh,
Hey,
oh.
I've stayed behind us at the tavern.
yes. Oh, yes, yes. It's flooding back to yes. Acceptable, student.
Ooh.
Lorenz looks fucking beside himself, levels of giddy.
Well, you say that you've been in contact with the Crown about these developments.
Yes.
I understand the need to keep things quiet, but aside from the rumors that have been spread about of various types of dragons rearing their heads around the continent, is there any word of proof on any particulars, such as the rumors of dragons even appearing in Rashadran? Or is
Ah.
that beyond your purview?
From various scouting forays, um, yes, there have been dragons rising in Rashad. Um, it does not seem to just be a thing afflicting Duvet. Um, seems to be hitting both sides, as it were.
Well, that would seem to eliminate the possibility of some kind of subterfuge or alliance with the dragons. I'd imagine, based on the history of the war that I'm aware of, most of those dragons entering into an alliance with any of the mortal races would seem incredibly unlikely
Well,
in the first place.
as I mentioned, my brood and my own, we did similar for clemency. Um, as I recall, there were some silvers that did as well. Few scattered here and there, depending on colors and temperance. I guess would be the correct way to phrase it in the modern tongue. Um,
Um, to detract, I suppose you mentioned before that that Orodia did not do what she did alone. Are there other tombs that we should be aware of?
No, it was army.
Yeah.
Army of allied clans and whatnot that came together and stood beside her, dragonkind, those that were sympathetic, and of course her efforts were, of course, helpful, but, well, what can you do?
I'd imagine Moth would be sympathetic to not being burned to the ground by dragons. That
You'd be
typically
surprised
is a
how
cause.
many wanted to do the burning.
I can choose that.
I mean, I would.
That does not surprise me.
I was about to say, Fef, with all who live in the world, we know.
With all due respect, which is none.
That's why I didn't mention respect. I just said with all love in the world.
I just love that. He's like, with all due respect, which is none.
Which is done.
Like, even just the phrase with all due respect is great because it doesn't specify what amount of respect is due.
Give me a moment, if you would. And Leolin just runs her fingers through the air, draws a rune, and just Zelgin, you're not going to believe who's still alive. It's fucking Fef. He's still around. Can you fucking believe it? I know. All right, yeah, I'll talk to you later for our tea time later. Goodbye. Sorry, I had to make a call.
That's just right.
Wait, I just realized, Fev did actually mention the name Zelgan out loud when we were around him, didn't he?
Yep.
It's like, I'm sorry. What was the name of the person you just called?
A very swarthy gentleman named Zelgin. Don't worry about it. He's an old friend of mine.
Fef did mention him by name.
I am not surprised. There was a very concentrated club of hating that little shit.
Wait, hold on, what?
Not seriously hating, just being weirded out by.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Somewhere Roland is like,
Oh,
"Nah,
I
I
hate
hated
that
that fucker.
Roland literally rolling in his grave.
Yep. Now that son of a bitch can eat shit and die.
I mean, can he die?
I think I heard that, and I wish I didn't.
Yeah, same. I know what those words mean, and I don't like it. Just,
Gods have cursed me with hearing in this instance.
The gods have cursed me for my hubris, and my work is never finished.
All I got was lycanthropy.
it's not so bad, really.
I get to chase at carts now. I don't know what I'll do when I'll catch one, but I'm going to catch one someday.
Oh my god. I just had the dumbest fucking thing pop into my head.
Oh, I didn't know I was in your head.
Oh, there was like a race for that joke. I could feel it.
See, the thing is, I can visualize a wolf chasing the cart, but with the pack's bark.
Wolf, 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 wolf. You know, people in the car just, what the fuck is wrong with that wolf? I think it's broken.
Wolf.
Bark, bark, bark. I swear it's just saying bark in common at us. What? No.
Wolf, but in cursive.
Wolf. Yeah.
I put
I
the
love
dumb
it.
thing in memes.
Oh my. That was just... it is interesting that looking between Leland and Fef. Odd thing.
I
Odd things seem to be the nature of the day.
Quite. You're the oddest
Just
things
the
I've seen
day?
in centuries.
Well, since they know each other already, that saves us plenty of time and effort.
In a good way. Ish.
I'll take it. Lord just kind of rubs the back of his neck.
So,
I suppose I will ask a bit of an opinion on this. Given what you know of how many dragons seem to be awake and wreaking havoc, and the current state of affairs in the nation, well, across the continent rather, what are the odds of surviving this even?
oh, that is the question, isn't it? Well, with the that we know of 34 that have risen from their hidings, ranging from younger to ancient.
What?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You got staticky and you got blew out in my ears. I think my hearing aid is fucked. What?
Just out of character, I was just like, oh, that's a lot.
With more potentially rising, and that is, of course, both ways.
That's a whole ass Monster Hunter game, kids.
Fuck. Sorry, that broke me.
Like, shit, we still in Jaggy gear.
You'll get there. Don't worry. Uh, is so I cannot help but feel divided as the continent currently is. Things will not go well. Of course, you have brought a great equalizer here. At the very least, between her and myself, this city is safe. Remarkably so. However, the rest of the continent, who knows? Not great.
Well, I don't know about that.
Given the rising of a worm, that is something that must be. What do we have discovered? And he glances to his wife, who glances back to him. What I have informed my wife of, and what I myself have share with you. Worms are typically, at least those that are still alive, have been dormant for eons. Have arisen peaks of intent.
Remind me, didn't at one point in one of the conversations with Rhodia, didn't she mention something about trying to, like, with the worm flying off the coast, like returning to their homeland?
Yes.
I imagine with Herodia's insight that the worm seemed to head off the coast potentially to its homeland, which I'll admit this has been news to me, of another continent to the east that,
Another continent to the east.
so she said.
What? And both Vaustrix and Leolin look very confused as Barodia just. What? What? Why are you so confused? What? What? It, that way, like 2, 3, couple months worth of traveling. No one? No? Am I going crazy?
Maybe.
It's we haven't entirely ruled that out, I'll be honest.
It's rude but fair.
It's you have to understand that I, I I'm inclined a bit more now to think that maybe this might be something from potentially your 1,000 years of fever dreams.
They were
Considering
normal
we have
dream ish.
we have an actual living dragon here that doesn't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yes, and that's very odd considering he came from there. What? What? Seriously, am I going insane? Fuck is wrong with people?
God. Jake's sitting here gaslighting his own characters.
Ah! Fuck.
Still, if this is true, if it's something that's just been forgotten or whatnot, if that worm did head off to a homeland of sorts, and it has intent, as you say, there is likely to be a rallying cry.
That is what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, quite. And that is concerning. Might we borrow your Dragon Slayer for a few days?
I don't think it's ours, but yes.
I suppose that would be up to her, but
Oh, yes, forgive me.
there's-
Fine. I can hang out for a bit, I suppose.
She will. She has accommodations at the Roseway Tavern. Should you have need to send her home for a
Oh,
time.
I've been there. Quaint little place.
Keeps that under wraps from my parents. They would lose their minds.
That is fair.
I mean, to be fair, your parents also now know that we. Well, they heard Orodia's story. I don't know that having a dragon as a guest would necessarily be that much more world shaking.
They'd
No.
probably be worried that a fight would break out, honestly.
Most of the thing is, it's less the dragon and more one of my teachers.
Ah, that. You know what? I can
Yeah,
understand that.
yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
that.
I love my parents, but they are.
Adorable.
Yes.
I don't suppose Anya would make things much easier for you either.
9.
Haha! You'll have to tell me where this is. I would love to visit in disguise.
It's actually not far from the Roseway Lake itself. It's
Oh,
where
it
the
makes
thing
sense
is.
with the name.
Yeah.
And of course, you're. Ah ha ha ha! I get it. Yeah. Well, at least on the bright side. Only one worm has awoken. So far.
There was
Solid winds there all around.
there was something while we were in the Tiefwald. We did hear tell of the existence of another worm known here on the continent, though last they've heard was still in slumber. Crack Karum, I believe, was the name.
Ah, yes, I'm familiar. I do recall. Not a worm, just a dragon, but a very ancient.
Yes.
Mm.
Good to know that they're still around. I have not been in touch with them for many centuries, as you might imagine.
Yes, they've apparently been asleep for quite a long time.
And they can stay that way.
One should hope.
They were not friendly, even when we were on speaking terms.
Yes. which is something that one should be concerned of. If it does awaken, it will awaken in the midst of a conflict currently occurring within the Tiefwald. There are the... I feel like I shouldn't have to preface this one to you, but you know of the lichens in the
Oh,
Tiefwald,
yes.
yeah? King Merrick's kingdom was attacked.
Hmm.
A village burned and terrorized.
Made an example of.
Yes. As we left, they were setting out to battle with a...
Bit-
Back in the notebook.
Yep.
the kingdom of Stocracia,
Ah,
who had they've been apparently rattling sabers at King Merrick's kingdom for some time.
doesn't surprise.
So most of the problem, if that dragon is to rise, it would find itself in chaos.
Right, and have plenty of fun, as it
Yeah.
be less fun for everyone else.
Indeed.
I'd like to poke Maha in the shoulder.
What is it?
You know, the thing that you've been hiding since the cave.
Does he have a tumor?
Kind of.
That's we're back to things being unkind.
He did not just call me a tumor.
Just mentally to the Took. All right, stay calm. Just so there may be something I have been hesitant to mention, Aurodia.
Okay.
For as futile as it is, by the way, as Maha starts to speak, I'm actually going to position myself sort of between him and her, not to block her vision or anything, but
Right, just
Body block.
Just I'm going to need you to trust me.
Okay.
And then mentally to Glimtuk, I'm going to need you to trust her.
Maybe.
That's not good enough.
Fine.
All right. So there's someone else with us who recognizes you, Arodia.
Huh?
Just clutching at the shoulder as the sigil starts to glow and bringing out Glinthatook beside me.
Holy shit, that's Glinthatook! Holy shit, that's Glinthatook. Sorry. Yes, hello, cousin. Murderer. Cousin!
Just all around, just that went much better than anticipated.
oh yeah, big, long, slow breath outwards from Lorenz.
Oh, to be fair, if I had seen him sooner, I would have killed all of you. Taking you for draconic spies. So.
That is, given what we know, understandable.
No, it's not.
I'm sorry, is it because you don't think it's understandable, or because you personally don't understand?
Yes. Also, it's a massive overreaction, considering we freed you and told you about the worm and didn't know about the dragons.
That's what I believe the context is to why they didn't. This isn't happening.
I calmed down. It's fine now. So,
To, I suppose, elaborate a bit. I am bound in contact with Glinthatook here, or at least some remnant of his being and memory.
I was about to
Yes.
say I killed him several yes ago.
Yes, fuck. We've
He's a
Wait.
he's the size of a puppy, and a big puppy, but
in the course of trying to figure out what exactly it is between us, it seems that, well, I thought it may have been his spirit and being in its entirety. There's much of his memory and such that doesn't seem to completely fill. So it not be Glinthatook as a whole. It's I'm still not entirely sure what to make of it.
that is fair. It is odd, though I admit, not exactly not the first time I have heard of beings bonding with icons from other planes, as it were.
Hold on. You've heard of this?
Of a sort, it's a sort of lost art. It was far more common in centuries past.
This is news to me. I've spent years ever since first making this connection trying to find any information on it, and
Well, most of it was burned.
so by lost art, I assume, was it forbidden?
Mixture. Some people started to tap into divine realms, and many people did not take kindly to servants of the divine god, chosen divine god, being bound in chains, as it were. And things got a little hairy from there.
While not a devout religious man myself, I can see where the troubles arise from that.
Go figure. Turns out binding an angel tends to piss some people off. And so spell books were burned, memoirs were burned, kind of lost to the wind. At least as far as I know, who knows? There might be some hidden library out there. Maybe in the horde somewhere.
Oh, we did hear of this. Yes, the idea of a single large draconic horde. Yeah.
Yes. They never told me where it was, by the way. Here, I have no idea.
Even if you did know, I would not expect you to tell us, as we are, for lack of a better term, a bunch of random assholes.
And not dragons.
And not dragons
It
as
is
such.
true. Though I would not call you assholes. All seem very nice. Morty?
That would be lovely.
How is Glinthatook still holding up with the lack of reaction, as it were, I guess?
I expected more, and I'm somewhat disappointed.
I am glad you're disappointed.
Can't believe you've done this to me. Turned me into someone that enjoys people's shock and awe. God's damn.
Just a pat at his side with the back of my hand. You're getting there.
Well, this has been a delight. However, it is getting somewhat late in the day. I would like to speak with my old acquaintance, long into the night, very likely, with some alcohol involved. Be telling stories that I am sure will be very boring. And I'm sure you have other places you need to be as well. Probably. I don't know your lives.
Well, I suppose a meeting between old friends, allies, whatever you make of each other.
Before you go, give you a gift. Better stand and out of his robe pulls a vial of a slightly glittering golden liquid. He hands it to you, Loren. Please accept this as a token of, I don't know, something. But my my support.
What is it?
It is, as I call it, a vial of fortune.
Fortune? You kind of cut out a little.
Yes, a vial of fortune. It is now currently in the items list, or it should be, for all visible to all players. What it is a vial of golden liquid that has 3 charges. Have if you drink it, if you drink one, if you use 1 charge to drink it, you will gain fortune on 1 roll of your choice for the next hour.
Fortune is a reroll, basically.
Fortune is effectively D&D's version of advantage,
Okay, yeah.
but it's advantage in Pathfinder 2nd Edition. So
Yeah.
Right. So that's fucking nice.
Yeah,
Like
especially
that, like that doesn't come around often.
right. Yeah, very carefully stowing that in one of my belt pouches, I suppose.
okay. And of course, feel free to split that up with whoever you need to. I don't care; it's yours. Enjoy.
I thank you for the audience and the shocking wealth of information you've given to us.
We have always believed that knowledge is a freedom. Knowledge should be free amongst all peoples that would seek it. Leolin standing up and just patting Lorenz on the hand. Tell your family. Nothing. I suppose I didn't tell them. But please be safe.
Yeah, yes, of course.
Get home safe. As I believe the Tiefwaldians say, Auf Wiedersehen? Did I say that correctly?
Auf Wiedersehen, yes.
Good enough.
Yes.
I'll take it. Have a wonderful evening.
You as well, madam.
Toodaloo. It was nice meeting all of you. And she just kind of looks at Aslan and being in your presence, I suppose. I don't.
Uh,
Not very social, is she?
I'm trying to comprehend what it is you're trying to say.
That is fair.
she speaks only when it is meaningful.
If we had more people like that in this world would be better off, and we probably would not be in a war.
Yeah.
No, Glymph Duke just slaps Mahajaput upside the back of the head with his tail before walking.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go back to the elevator
As he
shaft.
starts strutting off, just kind of casting Glymphatuk a glare and then desummoning him.
Fuck! And as you all head back into the elevator, head back downstairs, or lifted back down, and let back out into the city. Going back to the Roseway Tavern, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab a couple like very small vials. I am going to divide this potion up into 3 separate doses, basically.
Okay. Yeah, there is enough for 3. So
Just grabbing them on the way through. That'll be like a downtime thing I do at the tavern itself.
okay.
So, just to make sure I have this right. A lot of stuff was said. They didn't tell us that they had a plan.
No, I believe that they're in the early stages of making the plan. Is what has been gleaned here. This is a unprecedented event, especially considering now that it is unprecedented even by a currently living worm dragon. Doesn't really matter. On top of the political climate that it is now occurring in, this presents a lot of complicated problems with very few answers.
Okay.
I love Pax's just simple okay.
My first thought is actually that the secession of the Hesir princes may embolden further secession from elements that believe similarly. If it is as Verstrix said, one of the things that will be most key to our survival is staying united. We are about to be approaching a time at which staying united will be the hardest thing we can do. And in taking heart for Azalin's idea to handle one problem at a time, being frank, I think the idea of the dragons may be a bit beyond our scope yet, even. But he nods back to the tower. We've set some people on the path, it seems. So then perhaps consideration for the world as it stands may be a bit easier for us to handle.
That maybe. And on the aspect of unity, I get the feeling that even the united front of Duver itself would already be hard pressed.
Especially
Even
strained by a war as it has been.
There may be a place we may be able to accomplish multiple goals at one time. It is a place that was attacked by the worm, therefore it would be likely to secede from the Empire. It would also be a place to research the effects of the worm's attack to see if we can gain any information about that. And it would give me an opportunity to meet the man who was brought to my attention the last time we were in town. We could travel to Gulf Shore.
So there is a strong logic to this.
there is, I won't deny.
I will admit there is a slightly selfish motive behind this. Even though I have no desire to return to the place of my upbringing.
There are things that must be handled.
Precisely.
And I am not one to speak ill of selfish intent in the course of this act, in the course of our. I'm going to call it on the face of what it is, a strange attempt to save the world as we've been foisted into it. Um,
I'm not certain if you're familiar with the political history of that region, but Goshore and its neighbors have never been close. In fact, there have been constant struggle and strife, and it was only through admission to the Empire that the hostilities ceased. I don't imagine that the bad blood vanished in that time. This will be a prime opportunity for such things to reemerge.
this is a good point. With the uncertainty that the rise of the dragons and the attack of the worm and all these things are going to cause, elements like that are going to come to the fore very quickly.
Aye, and present conflicts are even less likely to be resolved. But that being as it is, I believe this may finally be time for me to put aside my selfishness and doubt. I believe I am about 35 years overdue for a talk with Empress Jessamine.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, well, I believe the greater problems therein being getting to see the Empress.
Well, I imagine the emissary sent at the start of the war alongside her son, the Crown Prince, suddenly turning up again may well garner attention and investigation. I don't intend to throw myself at their gates right away, but something must be done and said.
So there's
If
something.
this continent is to survive an all-out assault by dragons, we cannot be distracted by wars within.
There is something to be said about this as well. If Maha, you can accomplish something of use of this conversation with the Empress, perhaps we will. I mean, being an emissary reinstated, perhaps even you will be the thing we need in a place like Goshore, and he nods to Azalin. A bunch of people walking into the country and expecting to unite it from the bottom up, or achieve anything of political import, as well as our personal goals, would be a little far fetched, but with the potential backing of the Devarian Empress, at least by her word, we could carry some level of authority. Well, not authority. As I stated in the tower, we wouldn't just be a group of random assholes.
True, there would
Well,
be
to be fair,
some
my
merit,
intention was
but
not to try and unify the nation of Goshore, but
No, but
to provide information and perhaps a better understanding of the mindset of those who might wish to leave the Empire.
yeah, I suppose it is true. I see the opportunity to solve multiple problems as we find them.
Well,
But this is also balanced on the razor's edge of being seen as outward and strange by the Empress and hung for absolutely no fucking reason. So,
well, at least in my case, there would be reason for hanging, but that's another matter.
Well, so I doubt it will provide much consolation. Should it happen, I will offer prayers and see if I can put in a good word for you.
Hmm. Well,
That was an attempt at a joke.
well, my soul visiting the afterlife isn't exactly the trip to another plane I'm looking for, but it would be something new.
Take a look. In a book. Ah!
Jesus Christ.
Just inside Mahajapit's head.
The implication of my statement also would be that you would be going to hell and not some more pleasant plane of existence.
I mean, I wouldn't say that it's inaccurate.
About this time, you guys are rolling up to the Roseway Tavern. Assuming
Right.
you guys have been walking and talking effectively.
Yeah, I believe that's the intent.
It's been long over an hour now, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pulling the hood back down then.
Okay. And as you roll up to the tavern, Anya is of course out front. You head inside. It's picked up from when you were here last. It's a tame night at the tavern, comparatively, but it is not dead. At least. That being said, DJ and I had a long fucking day, and I'm tired as shit.
I would, before we finish out, I would like to take Anya aside real quick.
Sure.
And just, there's a guest from earlier, Tristan. Did he seem off at all?
You mean aside from speaking proper common?
Yes, and all of that. Did he seem to be, you know the telltale signs of when someone is being shifty?
He was normal. He tipped like 35%.
I see.
Bonkers.
Yeah, I just heebie-jeebies.
I do not see why my presence would be concerning.
I know you don't, Tristan.
Goodbye. No, he paid well, he tipped well, and then he left.
Okay.
He left like 5 gold, said it was for theft, and then just left.
That's fair. I
Good luck getting that gold back from Mama.
Oh, that will stay between you and I and Mama, and that is how that will go. No, after the last encounter you had with the person, the
Yeah.
dwarf, I on edge.
Of course, understandably so. Yeah, no, he seemed fine.
Just keep an eye out for him.
Of course. Is there anything anyone else would like to do before we wrap up for the evening?
I think Maha's ready to just settle in and consider what needs to be done.
That is fair. All right, we're gonna call it's a little short for a session, and I hate to have a short session on the one weekend I'm off. But fuck, we had a long day.
It is what it is, man.
It is
Take care of you.
indeed. Everyone gets 80 experience points. Should put you up to 500 exactly.
Yep.
Indeed.
Maybe next week we can finally have Azalin story time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
indeed.
Really?
I
that
dropped.
seems to be the goal here.
Yeah, I dropped some hints
And-
for
Well, I mean, Aslan actually telling the story of
yes.
Oh yeah.
what happened.
Right. And Maha potentially getting hanged for abandonment and all that. It's
Ooh.
fine.
It's fine. But yeah, that'll be the stream done for our session done for the evening. You guys have a wonderful evening. As always, stay good, neighborhood. See you guys next week.
Peace.